LIB 104.
LIB 104.
Introduction to Library Technical
Technical
Services. Week
Week
9.
9.
Cooperation,
Collaboration,
and Consortia.
We will be looking at resource sharing and introducing a few concepts about how libraries work together. We'll also be looking at OCLC's Connexion, which will allow you to explore how libraries share bibliographic information about resources. This week, we will be looking at resource sharing and introducing some concepts and ideas of how libraries work together. We'll be looking at OCLC's Connexion, which will let you explore how libraries share bibliographic information about resources. All of the sharing, the 3 C's, they're similar in nature, but they're really reference-specific efforts that occur between libraries. Cooperation occurs between libraries through an informal agreement, such as reciprocal borrowing. In a school district I used to work for, we could borrow materials from other schools when we needed them. We didn't have a formal agreement to do so, but it worked. We could just call or email the librarians and see if anyone had the resource and see if we could borrow it. Cooperation, though, can have some more formal agreement structures that outline what a library is responsible for, but the library will most likely to be working independently. Collaboration refers to more formal agreements and is usually project-based. Collaborative efforts usually are way more formal and have bylaws, official roles that are assigned to individuals to ensure completion of a project or a successful effort. In a collaborative environment, libraries are working together, not independently, but toward a shared goal. An example of when libraries join a collaboration could be around an event with speakers that was planned together. A consortium is a very structured group that libraries choose to belong to. Consortiums are highly organized and can have a governance structure, and they require that the libraries are sharing equally and not just borrowing. There are many library consortiums that are sometimes limited by geographical location, resources, or other types of libraries. Interlibrary loans are a great example of a cooperative effort. There are rules that libraries that participate within ILL arrangements that they must agree to, and there is a formal arrangement. There is even a standardized form that some libraries choose to use and ensure the policies are adhered to. Luckily, our ILS, or Integrated Library Systems, have made it easier for us to identify resources held at other libraries, which makes it easier to share. There are 2 types of consortia. The first is a single library type, meaning all the libraries within the group are the same type of library. Examples include OhioLink, in Vail and New Jersey, both of which are academic libraries. The Wisconsin Public Library Consortium is an example of a consortium for public libraries. Then there are consortia that combine different types of libraries. Link Plus in California and Nevada span both academic and public libraries. And Northern Lights Library Networks are both examples of these broad types of consortia. Consortia provide access to resources for libraries. This access comes at a lower cost, most of the time. As vendors that work with consortia see it as an opportunity to be a part of many libraries at once, it's attractive for them, so the consortium can provide better savings to libraries. This means the library may also do their own contract process and agreements processing easier as it goes through the consortium and not through their separate institutions. Billing and invoices also go through the consortium. This also means, though, there's a fee for the consortium to process these invoices and set up contracts. So the library may be saving on the subscription cost or vendor costs, but they still have to pay a fee to the consortium. In the end, the library will need to evaluate if the savings add up or not. Through a consortium, options may be limited. It may be a set number of packages or databases that have to be negotiated that the individual library may not have been part of. This might lead to a collection of databases that may not align to the library's needs. Usually, though, the library can still purchase independent from the consortium, but each one has its own rules. In all of these relations, there's a common thread. Collection building is often a key aspect where we want to increase our own access to resources. The Farmington Plan is a good example of collection building through efforts of cooperative goals. This plan emerged out of World War II, out of fear that we were losing access to foreign materials. So academic libraries started to methodically collect and house foreign resources to ensure continued access. The Farmington Plan doesn't exist anymore due to the complications involved in collection development and the breadth of the effort itself. Collection storage is another effort where we see sharing occurring, where we store items off-site in a collaborative fashion to assist with providing access. UCLA houses access from other UCs in their unified storage site as an example. So this wraps up everything I have to share about this topic. There's a separate presentation about OCLC which will explain the main activity for the week. Take care. Be safe.